Yes friends, as part of this session, let us understand about one more method of our string class. Okay, that is toLowerCase method. In most of the interviews, they don't even ask you what's the toLowerCase method implementation. I mean, what's the logic of that? They will ask you to write the code for that one. Okay, it is that simple. I mean, if you do focus for a while. Okay, just observe here. What is that? Within the class called string, we are having one method with name as what? Public toLowerCase method. Okay, toLowerCase method. Now this method return type is string, friends. Okay, its return type is string. Okay, now observe what's the logic within this method. I will tell you later. Okay, now observe. First how to create an object for class called string. Observe here. Think that if you are having a class A getting on one constructor, no argument constructor, how to create object for class A? New keyword followed by constructor, any one constructor of that particular class. Okay, now observe. Now in the same way I am going to create the object for our string class. Okay, I'm going to create object for our string class. Let it be new followed by constructor. Okay, observe. As part of this string class, we are having, and that is some 5 types of constructors. One among that constructor, I'm going to use a constructor called, observe here, having argument as a constructor having argument as string type. Okay, now observe here. Okay, it's having some implementation. Observe here. Think that if you are having a class A int, class A, no argument constructor, I can write some implementation right here. Yes, I can write any wanted implementation. My own logic I can write here. Okay, now, and also we can write the logic here which is related to initializing what? Object. We have seen that one. Constructor is generally meant for initializing the object, meaning that it will initialize instance variables, and those variables will be as part of our object. Observe here, int I equals to 99. Okay, int I equals to 99. Now how to create object for class A? New keyword or operator followed by constructor. Use this no argument constructor. Okay, and let it be. This is the code within my main method. Okay, within my main method. Now I'm telling this constructor will have implementation. What is that? That is logic. To initialize, logic related to initialize the object. Meaning is what? Object means that is instance variables. Okay, that is instance variables. Mister, you're speaking about instance variable. Ready? But where is this instance variable declaration and initialization? Out of the constructor, right? Outside the constructor. Mister, where is this variable initialization? Like such code within this constructor, but you are having this initialization. This is what? Initialization. This is what? Declaration, right? Initialization, declaration. but I'm spelling here logic related to initialize what object, that is instance variables within the object, getting within the object. Simple thing, it is true. Which is hidden to is simple thing. This is your source code, okay, this is your .java code. Within the dot class file, getting within the dot class file of a class A, even though you have declared and performed initialization within the single statement at dot class file, that is bytecode, right? This one our JVM can understand only dot class files, right? Yes, okay. If you do compile and if you open this dot class file by using any decompilers, getting you can see partial, that is to some extent we can see our dot class file code which is generated by our compiler. Okay, now it will be just a declaration here, even though you are writing the instruction in this way at our source code. Okay, and within the constructor it will be as what, I equals to _9. That's why I am telling this constructor is meant for what, initializing the object, that is initialize the instance variables within the object. Okay, important definition and important thing. Okay, observe here what we are talking. To create an object for any class, we have to put new keyword or new operator followed by constructor. And now coming to the constructor, we can write any logic. You can write any logic, but one logic must be there, that is initializing, that is logic related to initializing the object, meaning initializing the instance variables within object. You might be getting doubt, Mister, you have written the code in this way. Of course, you can use some parameterized constructor, you can use this, all of those things. But I want to prove this one with naked code. Okay, so I have written the code in this way. You might be getting one doubt, Mister, where is this instance variable initialization code within this constructor? Of course, we have stated this logic based on this dot class file code. Some of the programmers are giving definition for constructor based on this code only. You can give any number of definitions, no need to worry, but the logic execution must be done in exact way. That's it. Okay, now observe. So this will be the code if you do compile. Okay, if you have doubt in it, you just do compile and just try to use online decompilers and check. Okay, now let me go for this string class constructor. Now within this string class constructor, I have string class constructor with argument as string. Okay, argument as a string has some logic. What is that logic means? It is a so simple logic. Observe here, logic to initialize, getting initialize final instance char array. Observe here, to initialize final instance char array referring with value variable. Mister, where is final instance char array value. So it is available within our string class, which is having access modifier as private, and it is final. Type is what? Char array value. Getting guys? Char array value. Okay, now Now observe here. Now observe this part. So this is a character final instance, which is character final instance variable available within our string class, and this string class constructor having argument as string is having logic to initialize what? Char array value with this string content data, or else with this string object data. Okay, of course I have a detailed heading explained about that constructor at our earlier session. It is simple. So here now I am going to use that constructor, getting string of let it be ANIL, and else no need to go for this A B C D. Okay, now what happens because of that constructor? What happens because of this constructor call? So here, because of new keyword, an object for string class has been created. Because of string class constructor having argument as string, what happens? This code will get execute or not? Yes. What is the code here? Logic to initialize char array value. Now this char array value is what? The instance, right? Observe here in our earlier code, class A is equals to int I equals to 99, public static void main. A equals to new A means what is the memory representation because of this code? Observe friends, because of this code, what is the memory representation? I equals to 99. Yes or no? Yes. If I put here final, yes, the same code, same memory representation, and A will be referring this object. Okay, now observe the same thing. Observe here, this value which is of type char array will be here within this object. I said to you at earlier session itself, int array A equals to new int array of 2, or else I can go and create array in which way? 1, 2, 3. Okay, now what is the memory representation for this int array? Or else you can just take what? Char also. What is the memory representation? What is the memory representation? Observe here, it will be in this format. It is also an object having what? 3 blocks with data 1, 2, 3. Of course, one equivalent Unicode character will be available. If you have doubt, put 97, 98, 99. So small a, small v, small c, and A will be referring this object which is char array. Okay, now observe, I have passed the data as A, B, C, D. This data will be used as argument to this constructor. Getting? Now this constructor is having logic to initialize final instance char array value by using the argument value. Getting? Argument yes. Okay, argument yes. Now what happens? Simple thing, it will create one object. Getting? So it will be as what? A, B, C, D, right? Observe here, it looks something uncongested one. So let me write this object outside, that is char array value will be inside this string object only. Okay, just for our convenient explanation, getting to make the explanation simple, let me use that object outside string object. Okay, now 1 2 3 4, small a, small b, small c, small d, all are capitals, capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. I'm sorry. Okay, now this is the memory representation for this particular object creation of string class. Okay, now let me make this object to make this object refer by any of the reference variable for our future purpose. So let me write the statement as what? A string yes. Now what happens? Yes, we will be referring this object. Okay, till here everything is fine. Okay, now observe. Now observe this part. Can I call s dot to lowerCase method? Yes, I can call, because s type is what? String. So on this reference variable I can call to lowerCase method. Observe here, s dot to lowerCase method. Now just a simple thing, observe. Now how here when I am calling string class constructor code is executing, and because of this code execution this thing happened at memory. In the same way I am calling to lowerCase method. Now to lowerCase method logic will be executing predefined logic, getting predefined logic. What is the logic within this method? Okay, simple thing, observe. What is that? Here it's having the logic to access the string object data. I think string object data, and accessing means what? Taking. It is taking this string object data character by character. It will take the data from string object. Getting what is the data within string object? Please friends observe here, string object char array value. What is the difference between these two representations? Both are same friends. Okay, both are same. This is what? String object. Getting string object data is what? Char array value. And now string object data is what? Value only, but it is referring that object somewhere else. Okay, this will be inside this object only, but for our convenient purpose I am writing in this way. Okay, now observe. Now just observe this part carefully. Okay, logic to access the string object data. Now it will access means what? Taking string object data, otherwise what? Taking string object data character by character, and it will store that data in newly created char array. Okay, in a newly created char array, getting character by character, and stores these characters in a char array, in a new char array with, observe friends, with conversion. What is that conversion? Observe here, with conversion, that is uppercase. Getting? With conversion, uppercase will be converted to lower case, friends. Uppercase will be converted to lower case. You might be getting doubt why he is explaining all of these things. To write your own logic, this internal knowledge is required to you. Definitely it is must. Okay, I will link these things directly to write our own code. Okay, please observe. Now observe here, with conversion as what? Uppercase to lower case. Getting? Uppercase to lower case. And later, okay, later this new char array will be used as string object data. Observe friends, small thing. This is what? String object. This is what? Char array or not? Yes sir, this is what? Char array only. Now think that what happened? This observe, and later this new char array will be written as new string object data. New string object data. Observe here, try to observe these phrases. The same thing will give meaning to us. What is that? Logic to access or taking string object data character by character, and stores these characters in a new char array. Think that I have created a new char array, not I, this method, lowercase. Observe. Now observe here, this is storing. Okay, now think that it has created one new char array. Okay, it has created one new char array with 4 blocks, 0, 1, 2, 3. One small thing you might be getting, Mr. how this method is having logic to create only exactly 4 blocks for char array. We will see. Okay, at the time of developing our own logic, I will explain. Okay, now what it is doing? Accessing character by character. Getting? And these and store these characters in a new char array with conversion as uppercase to lowercase. Getting? Character by character. Getting? Character by character, and with conversion as what, friends? Uppercase to lower case. I hope you get this one. Now later, after doing all of these things, what this method is having logic? Of course there is logic, but we are discussing that one orally. Now this new char array will be written as string object data. Mister, what is the string object data? All of these things I am not getting. Simple thing, our string object is what? Immutable. I don't want to talk once again on that. Immutable. Okay, now so how it is going to create a new string object here? Means simple, it will use new string of constructor argument will be char array. Observe here, what is this? Constructor, right? String class constructor, right? Of course, let me pause here, let me give the prerequisite. Our string class is having one more constructor. Getting? Our string class is having one more constructor as argument as what? Char array. Friends, having constructor with argument as char array. What is the logic within this constructor? Simple thing, logic to initialize final instance array called char array value with, friends, with char array C, with char array C, by using char array C. or with char array C. If I use new keyword, what happens? A new string object will get created, right? Yes. Okay. Now, what is this? Think that this is the char array referring by C or C variable. Now, I am going to pass C. Think that toLowerCase method implementer doing all of these things. Now C has been passed. Now what happens? String object created. What it will do? This logic initialize what? Final instance char array value. Char array value. With which one? By using this one, it will reuse. Finished. That's it. toLowerCase is returning a new object. Okay. Observe friends. Okay. We are achieving what? Our output. What is the logic within this toLowerCase? Means simple thing. It will access string object data character by character and stores this accessed data within a new char array, and at the time of storing it will do one conversion. What is that conversion? Converting uppercase characters to lower case. Later, after performing all of these conversions from first block character to last block character, what does it do? Means it will make this new char array as the data within the new string object. Here internally they will use a string object having constructor as what? A string object. They will create a new string object with constructor having argument as what? Char array. Okay, because of that this code will be creating, and we are having string class constructor with argument char array. What's the logic? Simple thing, to initialize this char array only final with this data. In earlier case with S. Observe here, this is what? Our string S, right? I mean this one I am passing here A, B, C, D. It is initializing this char array with this passed data. Getting? Whatever I am passing here, that will be available here. That data will be used to initialize this char array. Now coming to this part, whatever the data I am passing, this one I am passing, right? A, B, C, D, right? What will happen? That will be used to for this array. Simple logic, that simple. Okay. Now observe. Okay. Now this toLowerCase method is returning a string object with our wanted output. That is what? All will be lower case only. One small thing here. If you do observe, with conversion as what? Uppercase to lowercase. What happens if you are having lowercase? Simple thing, it will not do any conversions. Observe here, if there is lowercase alphabets means it will not perform any conversions. If there is uppercase, then only it will perform conversions. Okay, this also one important thing we have to put at our brain. Okay, now let me compile this. Let me put this toLowerCase method return type as an argument to system.out.println. Let it be static method, public static void main. Let it be class A. Okay, now let me go and compile. What will be the output, friends? A, B, C, D is the output to us, right? A, B, C, D is the output to us. Okay, we have used toLowerCase method to convert uppercase alphabets to the lowercase, okay, which is a predefined method. In order to explain this thing, I have used some few things. What are those? I have talked about this final instance char array value, and also I have used one of the two constructors which are having argument as what? Char array. Other one is what? A string. and because of this instruction, what happens at memory? JVM will form this object, and because of this method execution, we are having some internal logic. What happens because of that? This memory representation is going to get created by our JVM, and this method is returning which object? This newly created string object. Of course, it is not having any reference. If you want to get hold, if you want to hold that object reference, you can do, it's your requirement. Okay, now let me go and compile and execute this one. Just a minute, observe. Okay.